Welcome, you guys. For some of you, this may be the first time you're coming across my content. I am diving deeper into this space on YouTube in longer form content. If you haven't met me, hi. I'm Izzy. I go by 8th House Mercury here and Astremia on my other YouTube, TikTok, Instagram account where I do evolutionary astrology. Now, this account is solely the purpose of channeling, and it's one of my most cherished gifts that I have, and I am grateful that I am going to be able to offer that to you here. This message I can feel is already very deep, though I do not know the quality or the contents of said message. It's kind of that's actually funny. I pulled this card this morning, Pandora's Gift. I was like, this is kind of like Pandora's box. This message is going to reveal things. So I'm going to ask that you use your discernment and sit for a moment and even pause the video if need be to figure out if this is a message for you. Okay. Beautiful. I have a very clear intention that this is finding exactly who it needs to find. There is something so deep about the quality of this message. I keep connecting back to the primordial womb, the primordial mother, the primordial daughters. That has been coming up. And this feels like the space that you're tapping into. And there's a curiosity here, a familiar energy, but a little bit of fear wrapped around the unknown, right? Hence clicking on a message to get an answer, right? A lot of parts and pieces moving that aren't, I'm hearing like not fully finished sentences or thoughts, like fleeting things where it's everything's moving so quick and you can't grasp it, and there's frustration that's present as well within your energy, but that's a part of it. Now, I'm seeing dark horses, like horses running through like a thunderstorm. I'm seeing like chess pieces, lightning, horses. I heard like thunder. It's like this call and response of thunder and lightning is happening here. And I feel like it is you to you, a version of your identity to a version of you. Now, Spirit, using my archetypes deck here to gather more clarity. We have the warrior and the riddle. Very interesting. The movie Damsel on Netflix just popped into my mind, which is so, I mean, I watched it once. It's got Millie Bobby Brown in it, and there's this, I feel like, is a descriptor of you. You have always gone to your own rescue and the rescue of others. You have always been the one to fight the fights, to uncover the riddles. I'm hearing like Nancy Drew also, like, and that's interesting because why is Millie Bobby Brown coming up? I don't indulge in a lot of knowing movies, actors, actresses is not my forte, and it might be yours. That might be why I'm picking up like these sort of characters, because now I'm seeing the like Sherlock Holmes spinoff with her in it, right? Which is so strange. I literally have, this is where I know I am definitely channeling, because I'm like, I haven't seen these things in a long time. Something about being able to uncover things. You might have a lot of Aquarius placements. With the warrior and the riddle coming out here, I heard like there, that's why the frustration is here, is because you normally can uncover things. You normally have this gift and this ability to intuit and to know a lot of things. The underworld's at the bottom. This card here speaks to going inwards, to going under. Hold on. There's a Norse name, Unir? What is that? I'm gonna look it up here. Unir. Oh, it's the Unir. Interesting. To enjoy, to be happy with, content. But I'm also thinking of like the Ymir rune, Ymir, which is the chaos before creation, pronounced Ymir, Old Norse. Whoa, interesting. So you might have some Norse ancestry too, because now it's translating into the Tree of Life, because I was thinking of shamanism, the underworld, the root system. It's like you are being tasked to create fertile ground for yourself to grow from. Let's talk about integration of what is happening. Oh, my sweet friends, you are on a journey right now. You are on a journey, and I feel a part of me is just like, let the feral and untamed wildlife take you for a ride. Can you stop and surrender your need for control? Because no matter what is transpiring in your life right now is for your greatest good. We have the dead end and the destroyer as far as integration goes. Like I'm seeing you opened Pandora's box. You've looked beyond the veil. You've touched into something so deeply divine and sacred. And there's a part of you that kind of wishes, like, I could go back. Like, oh, I want to return to how things were, when things were simple, when I knew the answers to the questions with Althea at the bottom. This is truth. When you knew how to solve things in a very small box, but you got out of your comfort zone. You challenged yourself. However this is transpiring, this seems very metaphorical that I'm talking, because it's niche for each and every one of you, whether it was entering a relationship that challenged something within you, or a job, or reading a book, like something opened in your mind. And it might have even been just like a dream you had that opened your mind, your aperture. The word aperture has been coming up so much lately in my natal chart readings I've been doing for clients, the people that I've been touching and like energetically into in my life. Aperture, like your lens is opening more because you have the capacity to understand more right now. Now the dead end and the destroyer coming out together. This next process is about to be grieving. Ooh, ow. And I'm getting pain in my nipples. I'm not going to say that out loud, which is very interesting. Like, and I really tap into my body's signals. So that for me is like, the past version of you was somebody, again, who you didn't have anybody rescuing you. You didn't have anybody coming to your woodpeckers to save you. But you were always the first person to help another. You've always been the first person to lay down your guard, to allow people in, to give. And just the energetic of, like, I'm thinking of like breastfeeding, like when there comes a point with a mother and child where you have to wean them. And I'm thinking of like this destroyer card is reminding me of the like story of the wolf mother that raised 2 children. That is coming through. I'm seeing like the statue. I don't remember what it's called. If you know it, comment it below, please. But there is like, you cannot, in your moment in life right now, it's time for you to pour your energy back into you, to feed, to take from it's recycling your own energy. It's almost like you've been a battery for everybody else. But when you're like now understanding the energetics of life, and when you actually cycle your energy, and I'm feeling like I'm undulating my hips, like you are cycling it back into you, and it's like it's working. And you're not, and people are confused because something's changed within your energetic tone, and the destroyer is coming through saying you cannot go back to what once was. You cannot go back to this version of self that was giving, like I think a lot of breastfeeding mothers who breastfeed to the point of depletion, right? And it's a very delicate terrain, as I have not journeyed on that path myself, but I've been around a lot of mothers where that sort of separate, like it is the most nurturing and beautiful thing, but it's almost like you've been feeding people who have not been of your creation. They are not your children. They are everybody else around you, and there's lack of reciprocity is what this boils down to, and you cannot continue forward. Now, Spirit, what is on the other side of this grieving integration? Like, I feel like I heard a 3-day death ceremony. I've gone through this. It's 11:11 on the timer there. And the birds are like everywhere. There's so much movement happening because when you are actually able to put this past self to rest, and it's not a like I'm done with you, it's an integration. It's a these are the things that you've done for me to get to where I'm at, and gratitude, a celebration of that version of life, because you're now moving on. Back in August, I think, I felt the call to do a 3-day ceremony of death where I took time to myself. I contemplated this version of life, and then actually had like a ceremony of burial energetically. I wrote a thing out and I buried it, and then, you know, had like a day afterwards. There's the underworld again. Like there's something about like putting this to rest. Now, after this, whoa, okay. We have apocalypsis. It's gonna seem, and I keep getting that song, Apocalypse at the End of the World. It's by Cry Wolf. That's not the song, but that's a line in one of the songs. It's slow dancing at the end of the world. Like, oh, very interesting concept that the Spirit's showing as an example, because Spirit shows me symbols. And what I'm seeing is, if you've ever played Minecraft, okay, bear with me, listen. Your vision and your view in the game only renders as much as you allow it to. Rendering mean it creates the terrain as you move forward. And what I'm seeing is like, oh my gosh, this is such an interesting concept. You might be a gamer, so this might totally make sense for you. Is like you've reached what they call in Minecraft the end, which is like where you cannot go further, and there's the Ender Dragon that you have to slay. I love Spirit bringing in these analogies, because it's like you've reached the end of a life's perception. Again, with this sort of bridging energy, and it's like you are about to embark on an entirely new journey. And so I heard like you have to, it's like when an episode in a series ends, it's the last episode, they have to wrap things up and then kind of hint at the exciting things that to come. So you've been seeing those hints of like new things to come, but there's still the wrapping up, and that's what this Apocalypsis card is speaking to. And what's coming next, we have the King, the Vessel, the Siren, and the Forest, is like you reclaiming embodiment and reclaiming your voice, the siren and the flame. Your flame for you, your flame for your energy. This is such beautiful energy that's coming through here. The siren and the forest, I feel like I heard allowing yourself to have some whimsy in your life, no longer living for others. And there's something really akin to, and you know, some of you guys actually might be mothers, and there's something about the energy of the mother, of when you enter motherhood. And I'm speaking to this because I have such a deep relationship with my mother, and we talk about these things of like how we get so clung to the title of mother, daughter, sister, friend, brother, uncle, employee, I heard debutante. I've been watching Bridgerton. So there's like these titles, these things, and it's like, I almost feel as though you are dropping all the titles. And it's like, who am I? And that is the adventure that you are about to embark on. Because you're like, I just saw like totally like the Fool card. It's like at the end of the world, like you've reached a certain threshold within your 3D reality. And it's like, well, I guess I'm just going to leap. And it's about to be the most beautiful tumbling into an entirely new version of self, of a story. Like now I'm seeing, you know how on the start of Disney movies, like where it's the merging of all the different movies where it's like, here we go. And it's like, there is excitement, but that excitement comes from you actually allowing yourself to actually grieve that things are not how they weren't once were. You're at the in between. And the King and the Vessel is like, I really see you taking the reins of your life into your hands and being like, this is my body, my choices. I get to choose what I do. And I'm thinking of astrology here too, because the Vessel reminds me of the second house in astrology. And for those of you, if you've never had your natal chart read, if you've never looked at your soul's blueprint, that is what I do. That is my deepest gift and my greatest treasured thing that I do is diving deep into people's natal charts and reading their soul. So if you feel the call to work with me in that way, I would love to. You guys, all my links are, I might link them below, but you could also go to my profile on my websites there. So again, this sort of like the second house, the way the astrological wheel works is it starts with Aries and it moves on to Taurus. The second house is ruled by Taurus. So Aries, Taurus. Aries is the identity, the first I am without body, right? This essence of soul, like I am this thing. And then it moves into Taurus, which is I am this thing in this body. I get to drive this thing. And that is what I'm feeling for you, is like you are finally reclaiming your life. You're like, fuck. And I feel like this is very akin to Neptune moving into Aries, Saturn moving into Aries. For those of you who also don't know, I have a newsletter. It's called Letters from the 8th House. It's where I channel the upcoming astrology to your inbox every Monday. I write about these things and I share about them a lot over on my astrology page, which is Astremia. Tell me, oh my fuck, yeah. We're gonna, okay, there's a lot of things coming through here. Okay, we have the Lover and Gnosis. Like, I heard, you don't even know how good it's about to get. You have no idea how good it's about to get. You've been in the desert. I heard, a year without you, or a day without you is like a year with no rain. That Selena Gomez song, right? And with the Lover and Gnosis coming out, like this change you're embarking on is leading you to love. I didn't expect this to turn into a love reading, but this is so clearly like, when you actually tune into the deepest desire for divine union, for partnership, you are on the journey of that within yourself. And this reckoning that is happening for you right now is allowing you to find inner union. When inner union happens, outer union comes in. And you are becoming the person that is worthy of this level of love. And worthy seems like a heavy word, but it's like when you really look at the essence of the love you desire, there's parts of you that are still resistant of that, or run the opposite direction. And that is what you're facing right now. That is what is moving. Let me grab this. Okay. Whoa, the desert, yeah, is at the bottom, but I was like, where's the card go? The Mountain. Whenever this card comes out, it kind of hints me to look at the Mountain is you. This is sort of the homework of integration for you. I'm going to do some book divination. This is by Brianna Wiest. On Spotify, it's there. It's a great listen. It just really lays it out flat. Tell me, Spirit. For the person watching this, as they move through this transition, this change, and this alchemy that's happening in their life, what is the next step they can take? Moving forward isn't about getting revenge. What I pointed at, right, like my finger pointed at, what if you weren't worried about whether or not you look bigger or smaller or nicer or better than you did 10 years ago? What if you were more concerned about whether or not you gained self-respect, real relationships, emotional freedom, mental clarity, a job you appreciate, work you respect, and a kinder, more empathetic disposition? There is a deeper pull right now, like the integration that, like, there is a part of you. This is the essence that you are being invited to sit with, and this might be a hard reality to sit with. I go by 8th house Mercury for a reason, because I'm here to deliver raw, real, honest truth to you, and sometimes that's uncomfortable. There is a part of you that, after you got this insight, there can be a high that comes from spiritual downloads. In substance abuse, it's called chasing the dragon. When you've reached a certain pinnacle, a height that you want to reach again. And so there's an egoic desire attached to that. It's real. And I'm here to, like, it's okay to, like, want that again, to, like, kind of showboat it. Like, I've reached this thing. Your lived integration is going to be the magic. It's not about the stories that you share on Instagram. It's not about the before and after pictures, right? Your energetic presence is going to speak volumes as you integrate. So I invite you to, after this message, sit with this part of you that is like, well, I want to prove to the people I went to high school with that I'm doing better, right? What is that? Who is that? What part of you is really like, I need to be validated by these past people? Where have you not validated your process here? The truth is that there is no before and after in life. We are always in the process of shedding and becoming. That snapshot moment you're waiting for, that instance in which someone dares to look up again and sees finally that you are thriving, is a game for you and you alone. Nobody is looking at you the way you think they are. Nobody is thinking about you in the way you wish they would. They're looking at themselves. They are thinking about themselves. They are reading themselves. This isn't sad. This is freeing. This should be the crux of your ultimate liberation. That is literally, right? That threshold that you're like, oh yeah, that is the part of you. I heard it's like looking at your shadow in the mirror, and this shadow is just trying to keep you safe. It's the game you've known your whole life. And for some of you, I'm hearing like there's like a mothering voice, and so this might have come from your mother of like, you have to be better at least than them, you have to do better than them, you have to, and help everybody and be of service, but also like be better, right? I don't know why I use that voice, but it really feels like there was some indicator in your life of like, you gotta do better, you gotta be better, right? And that's what you're facing of like, it's not about being better, it's just about being you and loving you. The truth is that you have nobody to prove wrong but yourself. That people from your past probably didn't disapprove of you nearly as much as you fear they did. This closure is for you. That's what this whole thing, and I'm getting like chills. I'm getting emotional. This growth is for you. This change is yours. This is you versus you. You meeting you, you seeing you for the first time. This is you, about you becoming who you know you can be. This is about you finally living up to your potential. But mostly, this is about you recognizing that you are not your best self before. And that's heavy. You didn't behave the way you wish you would have. You didn't do what you should have. You weren't who you hoped you'd be. Whenever we want desperately to prove somebody else wrong, we are really trying to quell our own lingering disappointment that we didn't live up to our own expectations. So remember this. The next time you're trying to craft a glow up story that is compelling to others, ask yourself, why are you still waiting for their approval? The answer almost always is that you still do not have your own. I'm going to leave this here. I would love to hear how this landed and the best way that you guys can support me as I'm building this channel now too. Liking, subscribing, commenting, and I'm going to invite you guys to my Discord. When you click on my YouTube profile, I have all of my links linked there so you can jump and join my newsletter, dive deeper into this energy. My readings are open as well. I'm sending you guys so much love. I love you guys.